Hi everybody, this is Diane. I think I have a fun video for you today. First of all, I want to show you a punch that I just got, and then we're going to talk about my next journal project. So if you watched my circus ephemera making video when I was, I was making the tags and cards and things, I said if I could find a star punch, I would, at a good price, I would buy it. And then I thought, well, why don't you look on Amazon? So I went to Amazon and I found this. It'll punch 7 stars at a time in 2 different sizes. And I did it with light blue scrap. And I'm just going to punch it with you. This one is a pretty sturdy, probably Stampin' Up! Cardstock. So I want to see if it'll punch this really sturdy cardstock. I don't know. I have to stand up. No, it does not want to punch that. It did punch the 2 big ones, but the other little ones are resisting too much, and I don't want to break it. There they are. So I won't use the heavy cardstock. This one is thinner. I don't even know if they'll all fit in there. Yeah, looks like they will. Oh. I think I was standing up when I punched the blue ones, so maybe that's what I have to do. So one of them didn't fit, got cut off a little bit, but yep, it works. So now I can have my little stars much easier than using the big shot and punching or cutting one at a time. So I just wanted to show that to you. There was also a set of 3 punches that had 3 different sizes, and I think they would be, some of them would be bigger than these. So I didn't know which one to get, but I ended up with this one. So that has nothing to do with my upcoming project. I'm not going to be using stars in it, but I bought this digital kit quite a while ago, and I just loved it. It is called Cottage Core. I have to look up the digital shop that I bought it from, the Etsy shop, because I don't remember. I bought it a long time ago, probably close to a year ago. But I love the images. I love house and home images, domestic, and then the outdoors. And it's just so beautiful. And I bought this before I really understood what AI was. I'm pretty sure this is AI. But I think it's so pretty. Like, I don't think this looks AI, but maybe this is. I don't know. But look at greenery coming out of the chimneys. It's so pretty. And I just had these pages in my digital files that I could print on the back. Then there's a book cover that comes with the kit, which I'm not going to use this on the cover, but I'll use it somehow. I thought I would use it on the cover, but I've changed my mind about how I'm doing the cover, which we will talk about. Let me just give you an example of the pages. So you've got the beautiful cottages with the flowers and the lights shining. And then you might have another image over here. This one has pears. And we've got some flowers down here and same ones up here. And then this little journaling place. And we have this young maiden here and a little chipmunk. Now there was another page, 2 other pages actually, and one side of it had like a full face with bright red hair. And there were 2 different ones. And I didn't care for that, but I do like the girl kind of more in the background. And I love these. Looks like parchment pages with the pretty embellishment on them. Now these background pages aren't part of this kit, but I thought this was perfect for it. So I'm thinking what kind of things would go with this. It looks like the cottages are in a woodland setting, so obviously I could use woodland things like the mushrooms, flowers, there was produce, and also home images, and maybe some animals, birds. So I've been pulling some things. I printed this one twice, so both, because I'm going to make 2 journals, of course, and both journals will get the girl. But I think I have like 13 pages altogether, because this one is, I printed this one twice and I printed the book cover twice. So I think maybe there were 11 pages besides the book cover. Oh, plus those 2 that I didn't print with the large, the face that took up. I wanted it to be more focused on the cottages and the outdoors. And then there are some cut-aparts, and I did print all of these. I think there are 3 different pages of cut-aparts. And I printed them both twice, so both journals could get everything. So there's tags and these little journaling spots, which I love. Little words. Here's more pages that I already trimmed. Here's the other cover. And some fussy cuts. I love these pieces. One has a leaf and one has a mushroom in the center. So that's the kit. And I've been thinking about it for a while. I usually know what's going to be next. What's in the batting box ready to come to bat. So I get to think about how I'm going to do it, my ideas, and I might start jotting things down while I'm still finishing up a journal. So I have a list here of things that I'm thinking about including. And I just pulled some stuff. I have these envelopes with lines on them, which I really like. And I had this already in my stash. So I had done some stamping on that. And I don't know if this is a stamp or a book page. I guess it's a stamp. So this one's all set. So I pulled out some others that I can decorate. I have coffee dyed paper. This is purchased, and it's grungy, and I love it. I don't want it to, I have a lot of botanicals and birds and trees and things like that, but I also want to remember that it's called Cottage Core because it involves a cottage, a place to live, a cozy little cottage. And so I thought, what would be inside the cottage? I have this clock page I could use, and I picture the lady of the house doing needlework, knitting. But I have these pages from a Kresge's catalog, and they're laces and embroideries. So I might include a page or 2 of this. I don't need the hats. Just to make it like a cozy little cottage type of thing. And I have my botanical page folder here, or pouch. So I'm going to select some right now. It's good if I can whittle this down a little bit. I think some Edith Holden would be perfect. I don't think I want these glossy pages. They would be suitable for another kind of journal. These are pretty. I'll pull some out just in case, but they are glossy too. But I like the fact that they're landscape. So I'll pull some of those. This is the artist of those pages. Oh, these are cute. So I think this one doesn't look like a cottage. It looks like a fancy brick gate. And that is a mill. But this is a cottage. I'll leave it out just in case. This is from, these pages are from a book called England is a Garden. There's a little, maybe a greenhouse attached to a cottage. This is Simonstone Farm in Surrey, England. Oh, look at that. That's a cathedral. Love the flowers, though. This one has a cute little quaint brick wall with a door, a wooden door. But that doesn't look very cottagey like. This does. I love this little, it's got a spigot on it for watering the flowers right there. That's really cute. Yeah, that's a cottage, but that's not. All right, I do have other pages. I have more Edith Holden. So I'll just pull a bunch, and I know I'll only use a few of them. But I'll just be able to pick which one I want. I kind of want it to be sort of grungy, but not too grungy. That's why I don't want the glossy pages. I might be able to use those for backgrounds of something. Okay, well, I took a bunch out, but I'll have to put a bunch back in. So I probably didn't deplete very much of my stock of botanical pages. I just don't use them that much, but I think that's going to change, hopefully. All these things that I have and don't use, because they don't seem to go with the journals that I'm making. I am rethinking how I will be creating journals. But that'll be I keep saying that'll be a topic for another video. So botanical pages, and then I have some stationery pages. This one has some little trees and the bunnies. Some handmade paper that I think I'll do something with. I have a few forms of craft bags that maybe I can use. Some doilies. I don't have very many coffee dyed ones. I have a few, but these look old. They're a bit yellowed because they are old. So I can always coffee dye more or just use those yellowed ones. And I have a variety of ledger papers here, in addition to the digital papers. I didn't look through scrapbook paper. I don't know if I'm going to use scrapbook paper, but I might find some. In addition to the pages, I have some flower seed packets and vegetable seed packets that I can use, because most cottages would, the way I'm thinking of these cottages and Cottage Core, would have vegetable and flower gardens. I also have these little books that I never use. I just got them during this flea market season, so I usually sell them. When I get them, I sell them, but I decided I'm going to keep these. So this one has garden flowers, which a cottage would have, a cottage garden, right? Non-flowering plants, so it has mushrooms. In here somewhere, we've got mushrooms. Familiar American wildflowers. And birds, of course, we can use birds. And I pulled out my roll of old masking tape. It's all dried up masking tape. Got it at a flea market. Probably the person was like, what does she want that for? But I was so grateful that somebody didn't just throw it away. I have used it. It's not sticky at all anymore, but I just glue it down, and I can distress it, ink it up, and use it to accent things. And because it's about cottages, I have my keys and my vintage, the lock plate. And some of them are not real keys. They're made for crafting, but I do have some real keys, old vintage keys. I thought I should use those. And I have some stamps. So I don't need to show you all of them, but I have some botanical stamps, like wildflower type of stamps. A bird, a butterfly, some animals. And, oh, I got out more. I left them over here. I went looking for more, and boy, did I find more. This set is Field Notes from Tim Holtz, and it has these moths and butterflies, and this little, like a little specimen, or a dictionary, I guess they're dictionary definitions. The bird. So there's stamps in there I can use. And these are grasses. They're different. These are Stampin' Up! Ones. And these are probably Tim Holtz. So there's way more stamps here than I'll use in these journals, but this will give me the choice. This is a box full of butterflies. This is Stampin' Up! Foliage. Like that. And, oh, this is more mushrooms. I have some cottages in here somewhere, I hope. Some more animals are in here, woodland animals. And some doilies, because doilies will make a cottage more cozy. Doily stamps. I have a big doily stamp too. And let's see if I have any houses in here that look like cottages. Because these two don't. They look like townhouses, but I love these. That one, well, that one looks like a cottage too. I used to use these when I first opened my Etsy shop. Well, not first, but not too long after I opened it, I bought these stamps. I hunted for cottage stamps. And I think this is the one I used to use to make my thank you card, little thank you card from Pretty Pink Cottage. So I would use those two. Probably that's it for a woodland cottage. So those are the stamps I have. Now I'm going to show you my idea for the covers. So I got started on the covers today. They're going to be flexible. This will be backed with fabric on the inside, but first I have to add some stuff to the outside. So I looked into my neutral kind of muslin fabrics, and this one is a little bit looser weave than muslin, and I really liked it. I didn't copy dye it because I just liked it the way it was. And I cut my cardstock pieces to the size I wanted to be the cover for these journal pages. So it's got some room at the edge and a little bit at the top and bottom. And then I made a spine. This is 2 layers of the flexible, the hanging file folder. And then I glued them lightly to my fabric and then took them to my sewing machine and stitched all around them with brown thread. So I did that for 2 covers, and I think I'm going to go ahead and make a third one that I will embellish with what I'm going to decorate these with, and I'll show you that in a minute. well, I'll make a third cover and then put that cover aside till I get a chance to make myself a grungy journal. So I'm going to use crochet pieces. Well, I have other fabrics cut and ready, or torn and ready to be on the inside, and it's different. It's not the same fabric as on the front. This one is a little more, I think it's unbleached. Whatever this fiber is unbleached because it's darker. And I can just add it to the inside once I'm done decorating the front. But unfortunately, I only had enough to cut one, so this is yet a different fabric for the other journal. So we'll just start with one journal, and I want to use crochet pieces. I've got lots of vintage crochet. I have this piece, and I thought that looks good, and it fits just right going all the way across the front like that, and it would go across the spine too. And I love this. This is from that box of crochet pieces that I got at that lady's sale that I've talked about. Her name is Pat, and she either calls it an estate sale or a yard sale, but to me it's like a flea market because it's all old stuff and all kinds of different things. But I love this piece, and I thought that would be cute, not hanging way off, because the fabric does hang off of the cardstock, but I could have it just hanging a little bit off of the fabric. So I don't know. I have so many different crochet pieces that I could use. And if I can get this in my camera here. I got this out of my closet in here. It is, I don't know if you can see it. It's a big, well, not too big. It's a Sterilite plastic drawer unit, and it's got crochet stuff in it. And there's tatting on cards. I'm just going to get the crochet pieces out that are neutral. I don't want the pink and blue in it. It doesn't belong in there. And I did put some neutral fabrics that I got from Selena in there because I didn't know where else to put them. And then look at this. These are smaller pieces. And more. More and more. I'll leave these two drawers out. Okay, so I don't know if I want to use this whole piece, or if I want to use this. Maybe I don't want something so dominant on the front. So I'm just going to play. This is part of a collar. Now I could take one of my stamps, stamp in there, and put it in the center with this down here. And I will sew these with the brown thread. Well, this is pretty with a bit of cotton. I don't like that there. Maybe I don't want crochet here. Maybe there's just too much crochet. I know this is crochet, but it's tatting. So that would be pretty there. A lighter color. Oh. Oh, I'm going to stamp something on this first. I think that'll help me envision things better. I could stamp this bird. I could stamp a cottage. To indicate that the journal is about cottage core. Okay, so what I'll do is stamp this on a piece of paper and then lay it on there and see what I think before I commit to it on a doily. I think that would be cute on the cover. I'm wondering if I want to ink the fabric a little bit with a light green color or something. And then stamp. Well, that would color the whole house too. I don't want that. Well, okay, here's what I think I will do. I will lightly ink this and stamp some wildflowers on it. Or some of these grasses, and then stamp the house on a piece of muslin and sew it on. So maybe some Queen Anne's lace. Something a little more delicate. Doesn't hurt to try, except I'll waste a doily. I didn't color the background. I guess, I don't know if I said I would, but I like it without having colored it, I think. Now I'm going to find a piece of muslin to stamp on. And I might want a darker brown instead of that red brown. Well, you can't even see the flowers I stamped. We're just going to go for it. Well, that looks nice. I don't mind that. Now, let's see how it looks on the cover. I don't know if I want to put this on here. I think it was throwing me because it's just too substantial or something. But I do like this one. I think this was supposed to be an ornament. It feels starched and it had string on it, like it probably had a price tag. I could put a button there. I don't have to cover all the fabric. I just wanted to have a nice layered effect here. I think that's enough, and then I could find a button to put there. Okay, so I'm going to have to sew all of this on. And I will do something to the back too. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to do a lot to the back. Just pay it some attention. It'll be happy. And then after I sew the signatures in, I can add something here. Something like that. All right, so that's enough video for today. I'll have to do the other journal also. Let's look for a button to put on there. We can do that. That one already has old thread in it. I could just glue it down. I like the color with the ink that I used. But there's one, and there will be another one eventually. We'll get it done. So maybe in the next video I'll have both of the covers decorated and these pieces stitched down, and then we'll see what happens next. Thanks for coming along today. Tell me what you think about this project, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.